billion.
Now, an exercise in public relations, or can World Cup sponsors assist the clean-up effort in a sport sullied by bribery allegations? Sony, Adidas and Visa have demanded that FIFA, football's governing body, give serious consideration to corruption allegations. The three companies represent half of the biggest World Cup sponsors, but none of those global brands has threatened to abandon the tournament since another wave of allegations in Britain's Sunday Times newspaper. Sony has called on FIFA to ensure that claims are investigated properly, while Visa urged FIFA to take the appropriate actions. The biggest World Cup sponsors collectively contribute a massive $1.5 billion over the four-year cycle of a tournament. How influential are these corporate sponsors in affecting a change at the top of the sport's governing body? Well, I'm joined again by Yannick Naud from Sturgeon Capital. I mean, how toxic is it for these companies to be associated with FIFA at the moment?
Well, it's very important. I mean, they have a lot of money at stake, a lot of reputation at stake. They have to be seen as doing their part to make sure that the tournament go as it should go. And, you know, sport is supposed to be sponsoring sport is supposed to be sponsoring the good, you know, the beautiful game. Of course, the association with corruption is the last thing those companies would want.
Okay, let's talk about hostile takeovers now, which we mentioned a little earlier in the programme,
Yes.
Greatly on the increase. Why is that?
Well, I think there's two things. It's a sign of confidence. It's a sign of confidence. You have to keep in mind that in terms of refinancing is quite easy to access right now for company at quite low interest rate. Therefore, if the company can find the need of buying another company, instead of going through the due diligence and trying to negotiate with the board of the target company, it could be a quicker way, an easier way for them to take over another company. You have to keep in mind that obviously it's been quicker, but it's been more dangerous, because we have seen in the past a very bad example of hostile takeover. I mean, one of the hostile takeover that went badly wrong was the takeover of ABN AMRO back in 2007 by RBS, Santander and Fortis. And one of the reasons it went wrong is because they didn't do any due diligence.
Right, they're not going to want a repeat of that, anyone. Let's just quickly mention the markets. Anything we should be keeping our eye on the week ahead? Sainsbury's, perhaps?
Well, I mean, it's true that because of those high valuation, one of the reasons being the fact that there's some takeover rumor, one of the consequences is the fact that some valuations are too high, and therefore more and more market participants now having short position in companies that were supposed to be linked to takeover. Sainsbury was supposed to be taken over for many years by Qatar, by investment fund in Qatar. It seems to be less likely today, and therefore there's some hedge fund willing to short the stock.
Okay, we shall see. Yannick Naud for now.
Thank
Thanks
you.
very much indeed. Now described as one of the